This is an Aikido demonstration, and what Tony and Jay are going to do is sort of like a small example, 15, 20-minute example of a whole class, of what a whole class would encompass. So, but the focus of this demonstration is fitness. We want to make sure that, there's lots of different ways you can keep fit. You don't have to just lift weights and do aerobics. Something like a martial art where they have warm-up exercises at the beginning. Well, every time you exercise, you should warm up, right? So, in Aikido, they warm up too. Aikido is a Japanese martial art. It's descended from the samurai, and the samurai always wore armor. So consequently, in Aikido, there is no kicking, because if you kick with armor, you fall over. So they don't kick. When they punch, it's more of just changing the person's mind. They don't fight. It's a defensive martial art. The only way you can do Aikido is if somebody attacks you. So it's very good martial art in that sense. When you do martial art, Aikido techniques, you become part of the attack on you, so you're using the other person's strength in order to get away. So it's a very good martial art for the little guy or a woman. It's just a good martial art in that sense. These warm-up exercises, they did jumping, shoulder circles, chest open. They'll do side-to-side stretches, twisting side-to-side, bend from the hips forward and backward. They'll rotate large circles, and leg stretches side-to-side, then deep. So you totally stretch out your whole body when you do these exercises.
Back break falls.
Okay, another aspect of Aikido is you learn how to fall correctly without hurting yourself. And so they warm up with falls. This is a back break fall. Obviously, the object of a back break fall is to fall correctly, but when you're training, you also learn how to get up. Backward roll, if you get thrown fast, sometimes a back break fall isn't enough and you have to roll. First time in my life I could ever do a backward roll was in Aikido. It taught me how to do it. So it was really nice. And there's also forward rolls.
Forward roll number 1. Start at this end over here.
And falling and rolling is a very good thing that comes out of this martial art, because it's really nice to be able to know how to fall and not hurt yourself. I've had that happen to me where I've had to fall, I fell, but I didn't hurt myself. And they also look really, really cute. Okay.
Joe.
There are 3 weapons that they use in Aikido. They're going to use 2 of them today. The first one is the jo, and that is, all of the weapons are traditional samurai weapons. The jo has been taken from, say, a walking stick or a spear.
So solo number 1.
And one thing that you do when you learn these routines is that you do them over and over again so that you don't have to think about it when you actually have to use these movements in whatever situation.
Oh, I forgot. Left foot forward.
Left foot forward.
Right foot forward. Other right foot. Other right foot. Terrible. I'm lost. I'm so sorry. Not a problem.
See, we thought Tony was lost like you.
Yeah, if you hadn't said anything, they would never have known. So put your jo away is what that meant. And now they'll get the bokken. The bokken is a wooden sword. It is not a practice sword. It is a real weapon. But we don't practice with steel swords because for obvious
basic movement with bokken. Kyondo Sorenzo.
So, This is Boken, Renzoku, United Basic Movement. So it's just the basic movements with the sword. And you notice they also pivot with their feet. All these are really good exercises for to help with your body strength, your balance. All these things, like if you notice, you can practice Aikido for your whole life. You don't have to be like young, and it's a martial art for every age. Because it mostly works on your strength, balance, but it is also aerobics, and you'll see it in a little bit.
Left foot forward. Number 2. Number 1.
So terrible.
The second one is Boken Solo. It's an 8-direction cut, so you'll see how they move in all directions.
Yame. Juno Kumitake.
This is called 10 cuts with partners. If you notice, they bow. That is some people may mistake the bowing for some kind of religious thing, and it really isn't. It's just a Japanese culture thing. In Japan, they bow. We shake hands. So they bow to say hi, they bow to say goodbye, they bow to say sorry, they bow to say thank you. So it's a culture thing. Well, now it's Uke's turn to do everything. There are 2 partners in Aikido, Shite and Uke. Shite is the one who is actually doing the technique. Uke gets to have the technique.